So let's talk about your run for governor. Kind of start and give me, I mean, it's kind of a softball question to lob you, but kind of start and give me your vision for what you want for Ohio if you are fortunate enough to be elected governor.
A bolder style of governance. You know, every politician comes in and tells you, here's a long list of problems that we have, and I'm going to be the problem solver. You know, elect me, I'll fix it. If we ran our lives that way, we would be miserable failures. You set a goal and you work toward that goal. You do your problem solvings based on your goals. So instead of telling you we've got a bunch of problems, which everybody knows, or that the government is a solution to all of them, which isn't true, I think we ought to be thinking about where should we go as Ohio, as a state? What are the goals of Ohio? And when I ask people that, they look gobsmacked because nobody's ever, you're looking at me a little bit that way right now. I don't know what Ohio's goals are. Well, I've got ideas. We're going to be talking about it over the next year as we run. But how about a literate Ohio where everybody can communicate through reading and writing? How about a younger Ohio? That's got impacts for the budget. A younger state no longer has to spend the same way. It's got a more dynamic economy, a better workforce. How about a growing Ohio? So we'll be talking about goals for Ohio and how we're going to reach those goals, not focusing on the problems. Problems will be around everywhere. Let's look at the future and go there.
It seems like the DeWine administration, and I might say the DeWine-Houston administration, because I feel like the lieutenant governor has been very involved in this, has been kind of business development focused, and has seemed to work to get a lot of new businesses here. I'm talking about Intel, I'm talking about the weapons supplier, Rickenbacker, that's going to be built. Is that a goal? Is that, or do you feel like you're prepared to continue and keep that rolling? Are you going to be, I suppose, I guess the question is, are you a pro-business person? Then is that something that's a priority?
I'm a pro-growth person. We grow our economy. We have healthy businesses. That means jobs. That means prosperity. But look, we're in some ways fighting the last war because we have more jobs than we have people to work them. We have actually a labor shortage that's going on right now, and everywhere I go in Ohio, I hear people tell me I would hire people, but I can't find them. So drawing additional people into Ohio to compete for the workers that we have without addressing workforce is going to be a recipe for further problems. I think we need to update our thinking and have a broader approach to economic development that is people-centric.
Wasn't necessarily something I was going to bring up, but since you mentioned a lack of a workforce, that certainly ties into the immigration issue and things we saw during the presidential election in Springfield. You know, the folks in Springfield say, we need these folks here because I need them to work in my factories, but the city says, you know, they're a drain on resources, and then others say, well, they should all be gone. I mean, what's your feeling on immigration in Ohio, and especially as it pertains to what this new administration in Washington and its feelings seems to be? Do we have an immigration problem in Ohio?
Well, let's think about your question for a second. It's a drain on resources, but we need them to work in their factories. Wait a second. Either they're working and producing and productive and therefore not a drain on resources, or they're not doing that. So we've got some of both, right? This is not one size fits all, but what we do have is a mess that was created because of this 4 years plus of open border nonsense. And before we can talk sensibly about any of this, we've got to clean it up. We've got to get rid of the people that don't belong here, that came in illegally or who have criminal records. That's underway. That's good. But the downstream questions about the intersection of our workforce, we're not anywhere near ready to talk about that. The first thing to do is secure the border, clean up the mess.
Ohioans appear to have spoken on abortion. They enshrined the right to have an abortion in the Constitution, and yet there are some in the state legislature who still seem intent on restricting abortion. Where do you come down on this? Is this issue decided, or are there still restrictions that could be put in place? Where do you come down on this?
I've always been pro-life since I was in college. I haven't changed my mind about the ethics of abortion. But what the people have said is you may not use the power of government to enforce those values in Ohio. So I will continue to advocate to build a majority that agrees with my ethical position, but we won't be using government power because the people have spoken.
The people have spoken means what exactly to you?
It means that there are legal limits to what you can do publicly. You can advocate for change, which I will continue to do. I still believe in the sanctity of life. I cannot use the power of government to protect it. But here's the thing. That right to life existed before government. It will exist after government. The only thing the Constitutional Amendment did was said that the government is not going to protect it. The people were allowed to make that value choice. It doesn't mean that I have to change my conscience.
Let's talk about politics on the national stage a little bit, I guess, here. And I don't mean to be flippant when I say this, but is the primary on the Republican side just going to be an effort to get Trump's endorsement? Because everybody knows how powerful that is.
Well, look, the president's endorsement has been powerful. I fully expect to be able to earn it again for this race as I did in the last race. But at the end of the day, I think candidates matter too, and we've seen that across the country. I'm somebody that brings an extensive America First agenda, a proven track record of fighting for constitutional norms and for the people. I think that's going to make a difference and is going to be a stark contrast as well.
There are pundits who say that if Vivek Ramaswamy gets the Trump endorsement, that this race is over. I mean, how do you feel about that? Can you beat Vivek Ramaswamy in a primary?
Well, again, I expect to have the Trump endorsement, but yes, if I didn't think I could beat him, I wouldn't be here. Look, competition makes us stronger. I welcome him to the race. He will make me a better person, a better leader, and sharpen my focus. I just feel bad for my friend Vivek because he's going to spend a significant amount of his personal fortune in a losing cause.
And tell me, at this point, I mean, we are 2 years out, but at this point, assuming you get the nomination and assuming there's no other Democratic candidate that appears, how do you feel about Amy Acton, about about a race against her? I mean, is that, do you just feel like that's a slam dunk you'd win, or do you think that would be a challenge? Talk to me a little bit about your potential opponent if you should win the nomination and if she should be the only candidate left.
Well, look, I respect the people that enter the arena. Competition makes us stronger. However, I think Amy Acton stands for a liberal, democratic, progressive policy set that America has rejected and Ohio has rejected by double digits. If that's the best they can do, I feel very confident about where Ohio is. And it's with Dave Yost.
A lot of people associate her with the COVID lockdowns, and for a lot of people that's an automatic thumbs down. I mean, can you talk to me about how you felt about her handling of, and the DeWine administration, I guess, handling of the COVID situation?
Yeah, I've been very open that it went on too long. I understand that the initial weeks were scary. We didn't know what we didn't know. But as other states started to open up and trust their citizens and move to a more risk-based model, Amy Acton advocated for a government-centric model, a shutdown model that was not looking at risk, but was looking simply at a broad force, blunt force kind of approach. So if we have that debate, that's looking in the rearview mirror. We can have that, but I'm looking forward. I don't hope to have another instance like that, and I want to see how we build Ohio forward, not relitigate last decade's mistakes.
What should I know? What should my viewers know about Dave Yost that we didn't touch on?
I'm excited about this race. I'm excited about Ohio. This isn't the Rust Belt, it's the Opportunity Belt. Everybody in America wants what we have, from the lake to the river, our cities, our countryside. This is the place people want to be. They want what we already have. We just need to believe in ourselves and seize the day.